Hi, it's Natalie here with this month's top tips, and we're looking at the concept of hands-off training. Now this approach works with all animals and is a very powerful way to build trust, especially with hesitant or nervous animals, as it gives them choice. Sound great but don't know where to start? Let's get straight into it. Hands-off training sounds more complicated than it actually is. Contrary to its name, it's not all about keeping your hands off your pet. It's about changing our training techniques so that instead of us bringing the situation to our pet, we let our pet enter into the situation when they feel comfortable to do so. It means we give our pets a bit more control in scary situations by doing things at their own pace. It also means that they can communicate with us by their willingness or their reluctance exactly where their comfort level is and how ready they are to take the next training step. Now, we've been working with our own hamster Cotton over the last few months. Being born in lockdown meant that he wasn't handled very much as a youngster, so we've had to take things a lot more slowly and use this hands-off approach to help him get used to handling. So we're going to use him as an example.
Hamsters love exploring new boxes, so we use this as an approach to encourage Cotton to come out to play. By putting the box against the cage door, he had the option of whether he wanted to get into the box or not, and after a few repetitions, he learnt that getting in the box meant coming out to play. So he was making that choice of whether he wanted to come out or not, without us having to use our hands at all at this point.
He's cutting. Oops.
As you can see, Cotton was still nervous of noises and hands approaching, so we used really yummy treats on the edge of our fingers to hand feed him so he could approach us to take the treat. After a few repetitions, once Cotton was very happy to be approaching our hand for treats, we started to have our hand palm flat with the treat right on the edge. We continued this until we placed the treat further and further into our hand so that he slowly had to put more paws onto the hand before he would get the treat. He chose whether he was happy to go onto the hand or not, and how far he was willing to go. As you can see, there's been a little bit of hesitancy. But with a little bit of patience, Cotton did come out onto our hand and seemed quite comfortable having a cuddle. As time's gone on and we've repeated this, we're now at a point where we can carry him to his play area, a special wooden chest, and he'll quite happily climb up and down our arms to explore further parts of the chest and come and see us as well.
So that's hamster training sorted. But how do we apply this approach to other animals? Let's have a look at a few examples. We can use target training to help any animal adjust to being handled or to feel relaxed around new people. You can check out our video on that. We also use target training for a multitude of behaviours, such as asking an elephant to lift their foot for a health check. We can ask a dog for their paw before towel drying them. We can ask a cat if they're happy to be brushed by seeing if they'll sniff the brush first. We can ask a bird to fly to us by holding up our hand with a treat. We can ask a horse if they're comfortable wearing a halter by carrying it in our hands and seeing if they're still happy to approach us. All of these examples follow the usual training protocol of using a reward to reinforce the behaviour you want. If they don't do something, you know they're either not ready, too distracted, or you need to up the reward to increase their motivation.